Hello, Facebook. Hope everybody's well today. It is Thursday. Week's almost over, y'all. So I'm on here live because I am interviewing a client, Karen. So as soon as she hops on, we're going to get started, and she's got some things to share with us. Hey, Karen.
Hey, it worked.
Yay, I know. So my very first time using this, I was just hopping on, just saying that I was inviting you to join us and everything. And yeah, I've never used Facebook's invite a friend live before. So kind of cool. We can both be on at the same time, but be in different areas.
Yeah.
So anyway, I am so excited to have Karen on. She is taking some time out of her busy schedule today to chat with us about her journey. And so just real quick, my name is Sarah Thomas. I'm a personal trainer, a fitness instructor, and a nutritionist. I am the owner of Refined Life Fitness and the founder of Burn, Fat, and Feast. And Karen's talking to us today just a little bit about her journey through wellness and the Burn, Fat, and Feast program. And so she is giving some of her time today for us. And so what we want to do first is I wanted her to introduce herself and tell you guys who she is, like where she's from. And I know she's a mom, and she'll tell us all that type of stuff. But I'm going to let her go ahead and take it away.
Okay. Well, thank you for having me. So my name is Karen Arndt. I am 37 years old. I live in Radford, Virginia, which is small town, Southwest Virginia. I work at Radford University. That's what brought me to the area. I'm a speech language pathologist, and I teach in the Department of Communication Sciences and Disorders. I also supervise students there, and I'm working really hard to finish a dissertation, long distance. So I'm very busy professionally, and then I'm married. I have two little ones. My daughter just turned 7, and my son is so excited that it's March 1st because his birthday is the end of this month, but it's officially birthday month, and he will be 4. So that's me.
Awesome. Yeah. So I met Karen actually years ago at Vanderbilt. And so that's kind of our original connection.
Yeah.
Now she's in my home state, which kind of makes me sad.
Yeah.
I'm not there. But yes, Karen is an extremely busy woman. She is very career focused, which I absolutely respect. But so what I wanted to talk to Karen about today is, first of all, so Karen and I obviously have a little bit of a background. We knew each other years ago, but she, even though she knew me and trusted me, she watched the journey of Burn, Fat, and Feast and people joining the program and making that commitment, making the changes. And Karen watched. She liked photos. She commented on things. She was supportive and liked a lot of things, but she watched the journey. And so I don't even know the answer to this, but I would love to hear from Karen to just tell us a little bit about, why you watched the journey and what made you take that leap to join us.
Yeah, I think it was multifaceted, but I definitely am always interested in learning more about health and fitness. I think I'm one of those, I don't know if it's fortunate or not fortunate, but I was able to stay moderately active and still pretty fit for a long time without making huge efforts. And when I would have little slips, then I could kind of get back into it. So, I did groups with you through the years to kind of get back on track at different times where I needed it. But I don't know. I think I was nervous about making some sort of big change or commitment and doing the Burn, Fat, and Feast program. And it hasn't been what I expected it to be. I think I was nervous about the nutrition in one part, less nervous about recommitting to daily fitness. I knew I needed that, but I think I was afraid of limiting certain foods in my diet. Would I be able to do that, keep up with it? And, I definitely felt accountable to my family for if we put money toward it and I didn't do well or keep up with it, that sort of thing. So now it kind of seems like, what did I wait for? But it was the right time for me. I mean, I'm glad that I I was ready when I started.
Right. Yeah, I think that's a lot of women's fear, just that the fear of the unknown and the fear of I already feel overwhelmed. Can I do this? Is that like even more to add to my plate?
Mm-hmm.
So yeah, I mean, I think that those are valid, fears that you would have before you started. So you decided to take the leap. So what was that big push that made you take the leap to join us?
Yeah, it's stereotypical because I feel like it happened around New Year's, but I don't think that's exactly what it was. I definitely, so in the fall, my husband traveled. He works in the insurance world, and he was gone for 2 month-long trips, working with people who either suffered through the hurricanes in Houston and then the wildfires in California. So he was gone, and I was solo mom for a lot of that time. And I definitely decreased my activity. I was not exercising every day. And then I think the other little thing on top of it was I felt like, oh, I'm working so hard. At the end of the day, I deserve this glass of wine and this, block of
Right.
cheese and whatever else.
Right.
Oh, I can have this half and half in my coffee, and like it was some sort of indulgence to me through those treats, and then it added up. I could tell that my body was changing and not in the way I wanted it to. And,
Yeah.
And you talk a lot about aging and some of those changes that happen as we age. And, I was starting to have that fear of this weight isn't going to fall off as easily as it used to at some point.
Right.
I knew I needed to establish good habits that I could keep. And that was really the impetus. I just knew I was ready to be, having that lifestyle change, I guess.
Yeah. Right. So how would you say you felt before you started? So obviously, you were feeling like what you've just said was that you were in bad habits pretty much, with eating and drinking and that sort of thing. And obviously your husband being out of town was a little bit more stressful, but how were you feeling before you started the program?
Yeah, I mean, I think I would sometimes be hard on myself for not being able to do it all, because I definitely made an effort to cook and make healthy foods for the family and that sort of thing. But I felt like there was more I could be doing. And yeah, I think, if I was putting a lot of effort into the kids, then I wasn't putting effort into myself. And so I think that was kind of where I started to feel frustration. I knew I needed to boost that self-care that people,
Right. Right.
so focused on right now. And not only with the fitness and nutrition, but, we talked about that I am a working mom and I work in academia, and I would get home at the end of the day and get the kids in bed, and then I would stay up late and work, and then I would have lack of sleep, and sometimes I'd be snacking while I was staying up to keep myself going, or caffeine late at night, that sort of thing. So those were habits that I wanted to break. I think that I was probably getting sick more often because of my sleep habits, and like days I would teach, the nights before I'd be up doing stuff. And so really since the program, I've changed those habits so dramatically, and I've been healthy, and it's been good.
So, I feel like so many women come to me and they say, I'm in this bad habit, like you were, of whatever it may be. And they come because they want to get out of those bad habits. So how would you say the program helped you get out of the bad habits?
I mean, a lot of the education that you've provided has been extremely helpful, and just reminding me how important sleep is and what I'm fueling my body with. So that's been really key. But I feel like I've just kind of changed the whole routine of my day. So I wake up, I drink my water, I do my exercise. I'm still kind of making that goal of getting up even a little earlier every day, but I haven't missed a day of getting up and doing my workout since I've started. And
That's awesome.
Yeah, I mean, it's become a habit. And at first I had that accountability to the group and to my husband, but my kids see me every day now, doing it as well. So that's really important. And then, you know, I always did a little bit of meal planning here and there, but I've really committed to, you know, now I've got planned out what I'm eating. So there's just no questions about what I need to grab in the morning, what I need to have ready for that night. It's really simplified things. So when I had those fears about how can I do this, or how can I add more things to my life, in the end, I feel like it's simplified a lot of what I do on a daily basis. So
yeah, I think at some point in the group not too long ago, you had mentioned that one of the things that had helped you was that you had learned why too, just that the training of, you know, how in the program I teach you how to do it, but why you're doing it, and some of the research behind it, and some of the just this, not just the step-by-step approach, but you know, how you can stay on track after the program. And so when you'd mentioned that, and I can't remember what exactly you were speaking of at the time, if it was meal planning, or I'm not sure what the topic was, but you had mentioned that, and I thought I feel like that is what keeps people in the right habit, because they learn not just, okay, I have to do this, but why, like long-term health benefits of why you're doing it.
Yeah, I do think that's really helpful.
So tell us a little bit about, like, what are the big changes that you have made, and how is your life different just overall now that you've completed the first round, the first 6 weeks?
So I think the thing people like to hear about me, I lost 7 pounds and 10 inches in the first 6 weeks, and I could see the difference. I can feel the difference. I can feel it in my clothes, and I know I gained muscle too. So there's, you know, that to take into account, but I just feel better. I have more energy. I think I mentioned very early in the group that I had been getting, before starting the program, been getting headaches in the late afternoons. And basically after, I don't know if it was cutting out the sugars or what it was, but almost from day one, I have not had those late afternoon headaches. And that just kind of revolutionizes my afternoon evenings when I have my kids, and when we're, you know, when we're really kind of most busy doing family things. So that in itself has been fantastic. But I've been keeping up with my water, you know, really making an effort to go to bed at a good time and get that full night's sleep. I really do think, and people around here have all been getting the flu and the stomach bug and all that stuff. And I still battle. I have allergies. I still battle, you know, little cold stuff here and there. But I feel like I've been in the past really prone to some of those catching these bugs that go around, and I've been healthy. So that's been really wonderful. And then the other kind of a big thing that I don't think I was conscious of, but I had been putting off a checkup at the doctor's, and I just hadn't, you know, it's one of those things where I just put it off and think, oh, I'm so busy and I'm scheduling things for other people. But I finally one day sat down and scheduled a bunch of different eye doctors and just checkups and everything. And I went, and, you know, things looked great, I think in part because of the good choices I'm making right now. But I really think I was holding back on it because I hadn't been making the best choices, and I didn't want to know if, you know, I was not moving in the right direction. So I'm thankful for that. I feel like I'm back, you know, checking in and making sure everything's okay. So
yeah, that's great.
Yeah,
your progress has been amazing, and I have to say that you have been so supportive of other people going through the program, so motivating to other people, and that really helps, because that community aspect is so important for so many women, because we don't ever want to feel like we're doing anything alone. We want to have some cheerleaders. We want to have people behind us supporting us and, you know, rooting us on. And you have been one of those people. And so I just want to say thank you for that. Because I'm sure it's helped your journey, but it has also helped so many other people. Sarah's on here. She said, yes, she has. She's the best.
Oh, so are you.
Yes,
yeah.
For sure.
Yeah, it's been really nice having a group and I know some people want to get in and start individually, which is awesome because they still have the group, but it was nice kind of starting with cohort and going along. And you know, I've been trying for Lent. I've limiting some of that's, I guess, another good positive change, but it's been along with Lent. I've been limiting a lot of my time on social media, but my exception is for our group. So I'll get on in the evening and let myself check for like 10 minutes or so other things, but I'm like, I can check the group whenever I want to, and you know, just see.
Yeah, I know. Well, right. Social media can be a rabbit hole for sure.
Yeah.
I definitely try to go to the group, check in the group, and then be done with it.
But I really think, I mean, even stuff like that, I feel like are extensions from this group, and self-care, and not, you know, spending my time. I mean, just some of the trainings and things you talk about, they really have been meaningful in making little changes outside of health and fitness. So
yeah, for sure. Well, so before we hop on here, Karen, what would you say to anyone that was kind of in your place for, you know, I think you kind of watched us for a year and a half or 2 years. What would you say to anybody who's kind of in that situation? They're kind of on the fence about, is it right for me? Should I give it a try? What would you say to somebody who's on the fence about the program?
I would just encourage them to have faith in themselves, and really, you know, kind of think about what those fears are, and acknowledge them, and then try and move past them, and really, and talk with other people and ask questions. Because, you know, I think it was even just talking with you now and realizing things I was scared of, they've become easier. So, you know, how am I going to fit in exercise? You know, I just get up and do it, and knock it out. And it's so manageable, the length of the workouts and that sort of thing. And knowing the science behind that as well, you know, really validates getting up and doing it daily. But, yeah, thinking about the changes to my diet and the types of food I'm eating, it's just a no-brainer now that I'm doing it, and it makes me feel good to know I'm making good choices for me and for my family, and you know, in the short term and the long term. So
yeah, I think that you really kind of hit the nail on the head there when you said that it's a fear. It's a fear of not knowing what to expect. It's a fear of, can I do it? It's a fear of, can I schedule it? It's a fear of, you know, all these things of what if. But like you said, hopping in, and I think you said at the very beginning of our talk, like, it was not what you expected. It wasn't as hard, as difficult, as time consuming as you immediately expected. And so it's good for me to hear that, because I feel that way. But when clients say that, it's kind of confirmation that it is possible. And I think that, you know, for you especially, you're a mom of 2, you are a full-time working career woman. And if someone like you can truly fit it in and work it out into your daily life, that really anybody can do that.
Yeah, I think so.
Yeah.
Yay.
Well, Karen, I appreciate your time so much. I did want to say before we hop off, I have final call for anybody that wants to join us in the Burn Fat and Feast program. We are starting Monday, and we have a group of women who are super excited and ready to rock and roll. So if you do want to join us in that first round, please reach out to me. You can comment below this video, or you can send me a private message. And I'm also offering a free download for everybody that joins us this week. It is a snack download. So snacks are like a huge pain point for so many people. I think, Karen, when I posted this in our group, you were like, yes, this is so helpful. But snacks are a pain point. It's like, what do I eat? How do I eat it? How much do I eat it? So I've created a PDF that's a download, and it actually has 27 different snacks on it. There's low carbohydrate snacks or regular macro snacks on it. It's all portioned out. It tells you how many fat, proteins, carbohydrates, calories, and everything. So it's a very helpful document for you. So anybody that joins the Burn Fat and Feast program gets that free download this week. So I believe that is it, unless you have anything else, Karen.
No, just thank you so much. And anyone who's interested, you know, reaches out and asks questions and goes for it. So
yeah. And I know that I'm speaking for Karen right now, but I'm sure she is totally willing to answer any questions that anybody has. So reach out to her too if you'd rather talk to her versus me. Totally fine. Thanks again, Karen, for your time.
Thanks.
And I will see you soon in our community.
Okay. Bye.
Bye.